I'm not sure if I'm recording or not. Yes. We're recording after I had to update quickly for some reason or another. Nothing like... Hello!
Hello, Donna. Be careful, it's icy out
Yeah,
there.
very slippery.
I know. They have Korean chili here. It's very nice.
It's got huge pieces of vegetables in it. Come on. Yes, there's a popcorn sculpture. Would you come across with me, please? Karen decided not to jaywalk and is walking to the corner. So this is the Castor Pharmacy Museum. Mike! It decided to be winter for Winterfest.
It sure did.
Yeah. Karen decided not to jaywalk. It was too slippery.
Oh yeah, that's I don't blame her.
So she's on her way.
It's so icy that it's not the kind of weekend we anticipated, but
No, especially it got really, really warm very, very quickly, and then all of a sudden, kaboom.
and then it's gone. Yeah. How you been keeping?
A lot of pain. A lot of pains. But we're getting through it.
Okay.
Yeah. The doctor keeps on asking me, Marquardt keeps on asking me, and I say, I can give you something for the pain. And I says, if I can manage, I'll manage, right?
Right.
I said, I'll talk to you. I told him, I said, I'll talk to you, and I say, enough's enough. I said, remember the last time? I said, last time you guys gave me oxycodone, I says, I think I had it back to Mike in 2 days and said, here, take it. Get rid of it. I don't want it. And I left. And everybody's asking, you sure? And I said, if I can deal with Tylenol, I'll deal with Tylenol.
Oh, just trying the wrong door. Karen. Yeah, that one's locked, but this one's open.
I'm going. Oh. Did you have any visitors yet?
No, but it's a place to warm up, nothing else.
Yes. It's a lot colder this year than last year.
Well, it's just unfortunate that, to get this, we had so much really nice weather, and then all of a sudden we get this. But it is what it is, I guess.
Have a seat, Karen. We'll have a talk with Mike.
They're low and they look horrible, but they are the most comfortable chairs.
But anyway, since now I'm entering into the official days of retirement and Karen's not too far, I guess we finally decided what we're going to do with all this broadcasting that I've been doing. You actually played a big part of it because you're in my demo. But now we actually have a radio and video station that we've actually set up.
Oh, okay.
And so we're going to go at it again for a while.
Try your luck and see what you can.
Well, I mean, everybody's saying, well, what are you going to do with the radio? I said, well, we're going to leave that as music. And we're going to do all of our multimedia either via Facebook or YouTube. And we're going to focus our efforts on rural Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Right.
As I said to my instructor, I says, the thing that scares me the most is that rural Alberta and Saskatchewan are dying fast. And I said, I said a prime example was the PV Marts finally closing down, in the sense that people are still click, point, buy, click, point, buy. And I said, I don't think that.
No, I just thought somebody was there.
I don't think that in Canadians' minds they don't see the harm that sort of purchasing is doing to the Canadian economy, and I tried to explain to one person saying why I dislike. I says I have to deal with the devil every once in a while, but I says why I really don't like ordering from Amazon and places like that.
Yeah.
And I says the reason being is the money doesn't stay within the community that we live, right? And I said, and that's really important.
Small towns lose it just little piece by little piece, you know, and so. But that's part of the evolution, I guess, of.
Yeah, I mean, it's always sad to see. I mean, I remember when I was a kid growing up, and you and I are not that far apart. I mean, this used to be a very big town. I mean, there were, I think, 3 or 4 car dealerships. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
very
I mean,
beginning.
Machinery dealerships.
We were bigger than, here was bigger than Stettler.
I mean, I mean, but you look at even Highway 9. If you look at the town of Chinook, well, Chinook's gone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, all these. I think when we were going up to the homestead up in Cadogan, like, I mean, there was at least 10 small little towns in this whole little area.
Yeah.
And Castor was sort of the center point of that, and then Coronation, and there's a few towns like Bulwark and stuff like that that fed into Coronation. And now, of course, the kids go to the cities.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's hard because not much industry, and farms get bigger and bigger and bigger, and less people. And
Well, I think that's another problem that has to be looked at, is this whole
Corporate.
plantation style corporate agriculture. And I think my biggest problem with it is the waste, the product that's built into it. I mean, you look at the hog farms and the chicken farms. Well, the hogs and the chickens that are in those barns are not owned by the growers, and so what they cannot possibly ship or sell, they're destroyed, rather than putting them out onto the market for themselves. So, I mean, matter of fact, one of my friends, he's the former NDP leader of Saskatchewan, Dwayne Lingenfelter. He's got basically plantations all over North America now, and that's what he's decided that he's going to do. But I said that there seems to be just an inherent amount of waste. And I remember when I was first here, and I had those pigs over at Jim Griebel's, right? Oh, yeah. And I was going to the grocery stores, and I remember Tom from the Magnet coming up and going, "Here, have it." It was a full box of delicious apples. And I opened it up, and it says, "These apples are brand spanking new. There's nothing wrong with them. I can't sell them." "Well, why?" I says, "Well, they're misshaped.
Oh, yeah.
They have the right number of buttons. We can't sell something like that." And I'm going, "Are you nuts?" I said, "Well, don't you want the apples?" "Oh, shoot, I'll take the apples." So I went to go feed the apples to the pigs, and Kathy Griebel's going, "Oh, no, you don't." Yeah. And it's just like Rod when he had the strawberries, and he had, I think, 2 solid racks of those large clamshells of strawberries, but a couple of them had mold in the shipment, so he couldn't sell any of it. He says, "Here, give it to the pigs." Of course, got over to Kathy. She phoned Karen. Says, "Karen, get over to the house right away. We're making jam." But I mean, there's such an inherent amount of waste built into the food industry that, I mean, that's something that's got to stop. Especially when the fact is when there's so many hungry people out there.
Yes. Did you get around and try some of the chili?
Oh yeah.
Well, because I had nobody here with me, I snuck across the street and I got some there, and I went down to
Did you hit the hot dog
the
too?
drugstore. And,
Yeah, we're gonna go next to the drugstore, then to the Cowboy.
the Cowboy Kitchen.
The Cowboy Kitchen.
Yeah.
Catch a horse ride, hopefully to the hall.
And then well, hopefully it goes around to the hospital first. I think they were doing that anyway. They were doing a quick.
They were doing
tour.
some loops. I don't know exactly where they were going.
Well, they were doing loops. Well, last year I went all over the place looking for Sarah. well, you can stay on.
Yeah.
Because Sarah says, I'll meet you. And then I could never find her.
Well, she keeps on looking for Paige, I think, because she and Paige wrote. Sarah's here working on behalf of the Winterfest
King.
because he's too busy to do the reporting on it. So Sarah's doing that. And then she said, Dad, you should probably get out there with your camera and do some online stuff. And I'm going, oh, I'm going to. As soon as I get the idea that it's actually warm enough for me to be out there.
Some of the sculptures are really nice.
Yeah, Randy's is at Outdoor Echo.
So, yeah, that's a
He
nice
is,
picture.
he is so talented. Like
Yeah.
we did sculptures at the drugstore for 25 years, and I always considered myself to be the snowmaker. So we did a lot with.
We were talking about that the other night because, of course, when we first moved here, the ice was always deep enough that you could get those big blocks of ice.
Well, yeah, we
from
used
the
to
pond.
get them out of the creek.
Yeah, but
And,
now the ice has not been thick enough.
And they, we actually carved them, but it takes more talent, Now, when you see
This
the
is a Leo
carvings-
Bozak
yeah,
thing.
the Leo was a very artistic,
Yeah.
very good with ice, and for a lot of years he made fantastic sculptures.
I know Walter Turnbull got him on one, and I remember pulling up with the garbage truck alongside of what he did. He did the dairy cow, and he had the farmer milking the cow.
Oh yeah.
And Walter sort of looked at him and says, "It's failed already. Nobody's going to vote for this." Why? He says, because he's milking from the wrong side of the cow.
No, but, So the hospital made a beaver. So Colin put all the snow from the helipad, like the old helipad, in a big big center thing, and then they made a big, humongous beaver. It turned out really nice.
Yeah.
The big old sheep is nice. Did you get a picture of the corn, like the popcorn?
I should have it on here. I'm videotaping it. So. Anyway, yeah, I know. So anyway, so that's what pretty much been decided to do. Because money's tight, and I said, well, if we can get enough following onto this, and even everybody said, well, you should be able to. I says, if there's guys that walk down Yonge Street in Toronto and have thousands upon thousands of viewers, you could probably find a niche somewhere. But I've always felt that I really don't want to be stuck in the city, right?
Yeah.
And for retirement,
My nerves couldn't handle it.
yeah. And,
I close my eyes every time we're in the city because the cars are just and cutting you off. And
it's a good thing she's not driving, right? But I didn't want to.
I would be the one who would put on her four-ways, stop, and put on the four-ways.
Oh yeah.
And just stop.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah.
Wait till there's a car. I
Okay.
did that once on the 401. There was just too much traffic. So I said, I can't handle this. I stopped the car, put the four-ways on.
Just
Oh well.
take a breather.
Oh.
So hope we can get this moving. Kevin was asking me, he says, well, who do you have listeners to? And I says, well, 2 nights ago, I says, when Karen and I were, we broadcast 24 hours, but somebody from Costa Rica,
Yeah.
a couple of people from the States. We haven't set up the web page yet, so it makes it a little bit less visible at the moment.
So are you putting this on Facebook, or are you
We are
on YouTube, or?
We're broadcasting through because we have to be licensed, because of course we're broadcasting through Canada and the United States, so you have to carry a license in Britain as well. And so I use live365.com.
Live365.com,
and you look for Outlaw Video and Radio. And a lot of this will go to Facebook, to our Facebook page. I tried to do some live stuff, but it was just too darn cold today to fly. I said, my camera kept on going on the cell phone. And so I said, I'm just going to whip this out. I'll record what I want and go from there. But
have you been over to the hall?
We haven't been down
That's
to
where the
Hollywood.
farmer's market is.
Yeah, we're going to do the farmers market too.
We're gonna go to the. I want to go up to the drugstore. Chase
I forgot to say,
Kelly, then we're gonna go
for
to
those
the
of us-
Cowboy, and then
for-
from Cowboy we're gonna go to the hall, and then home.
For those of us, and I only handed in my assignment when I interviewed Mike the last time to my instructor, but for those of us who don't know who this is Mike Bain. Mike Bain was the pharmacist in Castor from, you can date yourself, come on, don't worry about it.
1976 till 2000 or till, gosh, when did I quit? 2008 or something like that. I think it was about 2008.
And how long was your dad here before
My
that?
dad was here for 31 years,
Yeah.
and then I was here for exactly the same amount of time, 31 years.
What's a good
That
number?
we owned the pharmacy,
Yeah.
and then I hung around kept my license and stuff for 5 or 6 years after that. But I had it for a total of 43 years, and then that was enough.
Well, I always tell people about the collection of the stuff that you do have here. I mean, I said, I remember I was pointing out that cabinet over there that you got for this accordion. I says, that one I know because that one I helped haul in and it's damn heavy.
Yeah, there's a few of them. I don't know how I got them in here, and if I had to do it today, I wouldn't have to. Yeah, it just wouldn't happen. I should show you my newest little collection.
Let's
of
go
things.
take a look. Okay,
And,
time for the tour. Just a second.
You got to get.
Yeah, these are comfortable chairs.
Yeah, when you get sat down, and I have a little heat register on the floor here, and so I just sometimes pull the chair back and sit right over the heat register on a day like today. These are new
We won't worry about that.
for people who smoked.
Oh,
All the graphics of the old packages, and and you see how colorful and
yeah, they're all now this. They're all.
yeah, and now they're all
Yeah.
Barb Tarbox or
Oh, it's your
all the
phone
health
that was
harms and things, but
I can see a couple of mine. As a player smoker for a while, and then I was Craven Menthol, I think is what I started smoking. Oh, number 7 Black Cat.
yeah.
I smoked those for years in the Navy.
I smoked, I think, when I was from the age of 16 to 21, and then quit after that. But when you see the new packaging, it's
What's generic stress? Basically, straight white says Goodyear on the side. But I mean, that was all towards trying to deflect
My dad
tobacco, because of
smoked
course
Cameo.
big tobacco was
Well, I
sports and stuff like that, and they wanted to get out of that and
yeah.
the tobacco advertising.
And of course, it's kind of summed up in this little decal that's on here. And smoke Craven A will not affect your throat.
Right. We won't think
Yeah,
of cancer, the
a
larynx and
little bit of
esophageal
throat
cancer and stuff like that.
cancer.
Well, they had the king smoking for his stuttering, to help him stop stuttering.
Yeah.
He was encouraged to smoke.
Well, even people like me, and I remember when I had my nervous breakdown, that's the first thing the doctor asked me, do you smoke? Yeah, I'd smoke a bit more. Yeah. Yeah. And as I said, because everybody's sitting there going, why do these people smoke so much? And I said, because it was encouraged. Yeah.
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 And it just everybody did. That
Yeah.
was kind of part of it.
It is a way of seeing as relieving stress, when in actual fact, it's a stress inducer, and nobody ever told you that. Oh boy. There's something you don't see anymore, Kodak film.
His film, yeah. Very hard to come by to get old Kodak film, and
Well, I have pictures of them when they tore down the Kodak plant in Toronto, right? And then they moved the main building as a museum. or some sort of historical thing. Because Kodak was a big employer in Toronto. They had a huge factory there. That's mine still. We won't.
The volume.
Is it in your pocket? Is that Sarah?
That's Sarah. Hold on. Hello, Sarah. How are you? I better answer it.
Good. Where are you?
We're in the Pharmacy Museum. We're in talking with Mike. He's giving us the grand tour.
Oh, Paige and I are at the hall.
Okay, well, we'll be at the hall shortly, I guess.
Well, they loaded the horses up already. Like, they already took everything, like, down there. I was glad I got there when I did because they were loading up the
Must be
horses
too
when I
cold.
got there.
It's too cold for them.
Yeah.
And too slippery.
And with the
And too
wind
slippery,
and
yeah.
Ice and,
Oh, well, I hope you got pictures.
Well, I got a picture when I got there. And didn't you get some of the wagon going down the street on the...
Yes, I did.
Anyway,
Yes, I
should've
did.
just went straight there. I don't know.
Okay, I want to just go to the drugstore and then we'll head down to the hall and we'll meet you there and then you can drive us home. So you
Okay,
stay at the
okay.
hall.
Alrighty.
Yep.
I'll
Bye.
talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, it's probably too cold for the animals.
the animals would
Yeah.
be hard pressed, I guess.
Oh, things you don't see anymore.
Yeah,
4 flavors. You don't see that anymore.
that was I contributed a lot of my youth money to Nielsen's. Yeah.
Well, if we
Smarties.
couldn't afford a candy bar, like, I mean, look at the price.
Yeah,
5 cents, 10 cents.
Well, you know when they had the 5 and
Well, that's what
dime
I'm saying, the
stores,
penny
and they
candy.
used to give you a little brown baked pig and you'd get this and this.
And that's what we used to do, because we used to go down to the store. We used to load our empty bottles there. I
Yep.
think it was about 2 or 3 cents a bottle.
Yeah, I got 2 in my day. I was getting 2 cents.
Yeah, I think it was 2 cents a bottle. But you could buy a lot of penny
you
candy
could
with
get
2
like-
cents a bottle.
5 jawbreakers for a penny. You get 10 jawbreakers for a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Ugh.
And they're just discontinuing cherry blossom now in Canada. I don't know. So,
Oh, there's another one that you don't see anymore, Cuban lunch.
and they have remade that Cuban lunch bar and brought it back out again. So these are not totally original. These are the reproduction or the remake, the new version of Cuban lunch.
Oh my goodness.
All things drugstore, eh? That's,
Oh wow. See, back in our days, the drugstore was a soda fountain. There was a whole bunch of other places, all the good,
yeah.
you know. Sodas were still considered a medicinal substance. How did they know? I guess the idea, because it tickled the tongue and made you feel good.
Yeah, one of my classmates, his father was the druggist in town, and then he became a pharmacist and took over the pharmacy when his father retired, and he still owns the pharmacy. When I went in with Mom, and I went, Jack, is that you? He says, been a long time, Karen. Oh, okay.
I see Mom twiddling her fingers here.
And then he says his son was taking it over from him. So I said,
Yeah.
oh, it's staying in the family then.
We got 2 generations, both my dad and myself. So in the family we had 62 years.
Yeah.
And most of the time was in this particular
this
building. So
Well, I know that Uncle Ed wanted Tim to take over the pharmacy because he is a licensed pharmacist. And he had Sutherland Drugs in Saskatoon for a while. And then Uncle Ed moved to Imperial.
okay.
And Uncle Ed bought the store in Imperial. And I don't know what changed Tim's mind, but Tim decided to buy a bowling alley.
Jim didn't.
Less stress,
Tim
believe me.
did not want to be in the. He wanted to stay in the city.
Yeah. And so when Uncle Ed got rid of Sutherland Drugs, I mean, but I remember when we first moved out west and we came back and Uncle Ed was sitting there. And of course, Jerry and Nathan had these little toys. So Uncle Ed goes, well, I really like those toys. I want to take them for you. I'll make you a deal. New toys for the old ones. No. Alrighty, so
All right.
off we go again.
Okay.
Well, thanks a lot, Mike.
You're welcome.
We're going to go back out and freeze somewhere.